I'm going to first begin by asking how involved obviously the real Christy was involved. I know very much on set and kind of helping Sydney. I'm sure Sydney was asking her tons of questions. Did you sort of look to her at any point to kind of speak to her and kind of, sort of find anything out during the process?
Absolutely. I kind of began with Christy and that continued the whole way through the process. When we were first talking about doing the film, David and I both felt fairly strongly that we didn't want to make the film unless we had a healthy, open relationship with Christy, and she liked us and we liked her, and so I began with a lot of talking time with her. Started over Zoom. I was in Australia and she was in the US, and then I travelled to the States to meet up with her and spend some time. We went to some fights and we talked a lot, and that continued throughout the whole process. We kept talking. We're still talking.
Yeah, she seems great. I mean, there's even that moment early on when she kind of hits someone in the ring, and then the first thing she does is apologise.
Yeah,
that seems a very fair reflection of kind of who she is.
Oh, it's such a great reflection of who she is. She is such a surprisingly gentle person, very, very gentle, very open and soft and lovely, and she can be kind of badass when she wants to be, and she's obviously kind of been in that world and survived in that world for a long time, but she's a remarkably gentle soul, yeah.
I saw a video with her the other day where she introduced herself as a domestic violence survivor and a world champion boxer. And I was really interested that she started with that. And it's got me thinking, I mean, obviously you had to balance those two things in this. So I just wondered about that in the writing process, making sure that you did a service to the kind of sporting aspect, the kind of the sporting biopic elements, but obviously the very kind of sort of moving, tragic elements in her kind of personal life, and making sure they both kind of worked in service to the other.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the challenges, but we sort of deliberately went in wanting to make a film that felt like at a certain point in the story it pivoted, and so the leaning into sort of those more conventional biopic ideas, and then saying to an audience, actually, it's not just about boxing. This is about something else. So it was quite deliberate, and holding the balance of those two things was a challenge and a process, but we were very aware of wanting to hold them both, because first and foremost, Christy would refer to herself as a survivor, and I think her relationship with Jim and what happened in that relationship really kind of marked her life in quite a profound way. So.
I mean, you go way back with David. I just wanted to ask about that collaboration process. When you write for a director you know so well, do you think even subconsciously you start kind of tailoring the script to their sensibilities as a storyteller?
Yes, definitely. And I'd never done it before, so it was an interesting experience for me. Yeah, I mean, I know his work really intimately. I know him very intimately, so I kind of I knew that there were certain instincts that were about how Dave might like to direct it on set, and I think yes, definitely, I was writing with his directorial style in mind. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a moment when Sydney sort of says, I think I found my thing right at the beginning in regards to kind of boxing after that kind of thrill of her first big fight.
Yeah.
When did you realise you found your thing in this industry? Was there a kind of moment you can pinpoint where you thought, I think this is what I want to do, this is what I want to be when I grow up?
No, and that's why the line's in the movie, because I've spent my whole life going, have I found my thing? I mean, is this my thing or is that my thing? And I've always been kind of envious of those people that find their thing at a young age, especially. And I think sometimes we sort of kid ourselves. Well, we choose a thing, and of course everybody's got a million versions of how their life might pan out. But I've always been really interested in those people, and often they're sporting people who choose something early and they go, this is what I'm going to do and this is what I'm going to dedicate my life to. And Christy very much did that because she was really good at knocking people out, and her whole life has transpired because of that decision at a young age. It's interesting.
Just very finally then, but the one thing you are very good at though is directing too, because I loved Judy and Punch a few years back. Could you see a return to the director's chair again soon? I'm interested to know if you wrote for yourself now. Do you think you'd write in a kind of different way to how you wrote for...
I'm desperate to make another film, and I keep saying to Dave, I'm not just going to be your gun for hire writer forever. But it was a great experience, and I learned a lot writing for another director. But writing for myself is a different experience that I love so much. I think I'm really looking forward to having some space to sit down and figure out what that might be. But yes, I'd very much like to do that soon.
Yeah, I think you found your thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Stefan.
Cheers, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Nice to
Cheers,
meet
take
you.
care.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey,